Hey, it's Carolyn here, and I haven't done a video in quite a while, and I keep getting notifications on my Facebook page that you haven't posted anything for a while. So I thought it was time to take a couple minutes and talk about what I've been up to and just some ideas that I've been thinking about recently for my own life and business and for you as well. So a year ago, I moved down to North Carolina and with my partner, my life and business partner, and we moved down here to open a very fun, unique golf game called Soft Golf, which we did. Our season opened in March and we finished our first season at the end of September. And it was a pretty arduous process in summer. Um, just being in the trenches and learning the business. Ray already knew the business. He and his parents invented it and started it over 40 years ago, and we were relaunching it together. So it was 6.5, 7 months of pretty much 12 to 14-hour days every day, and with a few days off here and there, but not many. And so it was a great learning experience in terms of learning the business and learning what we need to do in order to grow the business successfully for next season. And also a lot of personal learning on my end too about what I was in alignment with and what I am not in alignment with, and what changes I need to make, not only in my own thinking and perspective and mindset, also what changes I need to make to help move the business forward. So for me, it was a necessary education. I'm going to put it that way. But there were a couple of key takeaways that I want to share with you that I really learned over the last year, I'm going to say, since we moved down here. And one of those is to remain curious. So when you are going through a change in your life or want to make a change in your life, it's really important to remain curious. And I talked about that in my TEDx talk a couple of years ago. If you haven't watched it, there's a link on my Facebook page to it, or you can just go to TEDx Wilmington and find me on there. But really, in order for us to innovate and to move forward, it's really essential to remain curious. Curious as to what your possibilities are, curious as to what your options are. If you're faced with challenges, curious as to what the solutions are. So curious about learning. What can I learn from this? And what can I learn to improve, whether it's improving at work, improving a relationship. So remaining open and curious. The second one that I want to talk about is utilizing your imagination and dreaming. So often we get caught up in small thinking. I know that I am guilty of that from this past year, where I got so focused on the day-to-day minutia of operating a business that I forgot about the big picture. And it's really important to continue to think about the big picture. What is the end result that you really want? And to use your imagination and to dream. Dream about what would be the ideal result for you, and to stay focused on that. And the third one is about focus, and it's focusing on what you want. Again, over the past 7 months when we were running Soft Golf, A lot of times we had challenges. We had a lot of frustrations. You know, it was our first year. We were getting our brand out there, growing our visibility, you know, attracting customers, just trying to get the word out about, you know, who we were and what the game is, and getting people to come and play. And it was really easy for my focus to get negative. And really, once you go down that spiral, sometimes it's really hard to bring yourself out of it. And I have to be really honest, I struggled with that a lot this first season. You know, I just would focus on what I didn't want instead of what I did want. And that actually serves no positive purpose, none. So really be very conscientious about your focus and what you're focusing on. I knew that I needed to shift my focus, and I also realized that despite the really long hours that we were working, that next season I have to ensure that I am doing the daily practices that I do for myself that help me stay connected spiritually and stay grounded, and so that I can remain positive and keep my head where it needs to be, keep my mindset where it needs to be, to move this business forward and to move myself forward to be the best person that I can be, and be the best that I can be in soft golf and in whatever else I'm doing. So those are just a couple of tips for you today. I'd love to hear your feedback, and feel free to leave a comment. I'll be certain to respond, and anything else you want to share. All right, and I promise that I will be on here more often, especially now that we're in the off season. I will make sure to keep in touch. All right, and I hope you do as well. All right, have a great night.